this is Jill with stampwithjill.com and Fun Stamper's Journey, and today we are going to make this card. It is the In the Tropics stamp set and the many thank you, and some washi tape. So I'm going to show you how to put this together and how to get the two-tone on the leaves. Let's get started. For the pieces of the card, I have the lemongrass card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. For the inside panel, I have whipped cream, which is 4 1/4. It is 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the outside, I have kiwi slice, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this one is cut slightly smaller, and it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to set this one aside. I also have 3 pieces of scrap for stamping. So I'm going to set this card here so you can see what it looks like. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to use the botanical tape to make the base. So I'm going to start with the leaf pattern, and I'm literally just going to put strips of this tape across the white. Okay, the next one is going to be this leaf pattern. And then the last one is this little printed pattern. Has some botanical designs and some words on it. Okay, so once you get all 3 of those stuck, I'm going to carefully lift it off of my placemat here, and I'm just going to tuck the edges. I'm just going to tuck the tape on the back, just like that. Make sure it's stuck down really nice, and then you can see how that makes the background behind the leaves. So now let's work on the leaves. So I have 3 pieces here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this In the Tropics stamp set. And you can see we have a couple of leaves. I'm going to use this one. And then I have this stored in my pouch, and on the back I use a magnetic sheet and some cardstock, and I store my dies right here. And I even have a piece of washi tape from when I was die cutting some flowers. So I'm going to take those stamps out. Need the leaf, and I'm going to need the die for that leaf, which is right there. And then for the thank you, this is a many thanks stamp set, and we're going to use the big thank you from that. So we'll need that one. I'm going to set everything else aside. So I have these mounted on some blocks, and now we can stamp. Okay, the inks that we are going to use today are Kiwi Slice and Limeade Splash. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Kiwi Slice, and we're going to stamp the thank you. I'm going to set that aside because we don't need it right now. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take the leaf, and you're going to ink it up with Limeade Splash, which is the lighter of the 2 greens. You can see there's some ink on there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the Kiwi Slice, and because it's darker, you don't have to worry about messing up your ink pad. You're just going to tap the edge of the leaf like that, so you get some darker ink on the edge, and then go ahead and stamp that. And then you're going to do it again. So I have a baby wipe handy right here to just kind of take that darker ink off real quick before I use the lighter ink. So I'm going to re-ink it up with the limeade splash. We are done with that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of kiwi slice around the edge again. And we're going to stamp a second one of those. Okay, and now we are going to use the die for die cutting the leaf like this. So you can see that. I use a little piece of this washi tape to hold it in place so it doesn't move on my die cutting machine. So let me close up my ink and move those out of the way. So we're going to cut these. So I have brought in my Journey Platinum die cutting machine. I'm going to set this, I have extra washi tape on my fingers, I'm going to set this here on my platform, and I am going to just run it through my machine. This, you can see that it's die cut. Hopefully the camera is not shaking too much. And there you go, you have a nice die cut leaf. I'm going to do that again. Hopefully you can see how I line this up. So you just want to put that in place, like that. Secure it with the washi tape, and then run that through. And then you have this nicely cut leaf, and it looks two-tone like that. Okay, now I'm back with the two die cut leaves and the sentiments. There is not a die for the thank you, so we'll have to hand cut that out by themselves. So by the power of television, I have one already cut out and ready to go. So let's go ahead and put this card together. So the one thing we did forget to do was to stamp the envelope, so let me do that real quick. Bring back in the stamps and the ink. So first we are going to do some limeade splash. And some kiwi slice around the edges. And then we are going to stamp this leaf, right? So I have it on the bottom left corner, so it looks pretty when it comes in the mailbox. Okay, now we're ready to put the card together. Okay, so first off, we are going to fold the card base in half. Okay, we are going to take the kiwi slice and attach the washi tape panel to it. Just 1/8 of an inch peeking out, so it's a pretty tight fit. Okay, so there we go, we have that. We are going to add this right to our card base. Okay, we're going to take some Journey foam squares, and we are going to put some on here. It's ready to be popped up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the leaves on. I'm going to have them go slightly off center like that. And then I'm going to pop the thank you up right like that. And there you have it. So we're not quite done yet. So if you can look at the original, you can see there's some silk sparkly splatters on there. So what we're going to do is we are going to add some sparkle silk. I'm going to shake that up and get it ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to just move the few things out of the way. And then you just literally tap it and get some of that sparkle on there. And Now we are almost done. So there, we can set that aside to dry for a second. And this is the inside panel of the card. And this cute Many Thanks stamp set has From the Bottom of My Heart in there. And I really like to stamp the inside of the card. So I think we'll do thank you so much. And we'll do that in some kiwi slice for the inside. Put that on there. Okay. So much. All we need to do is add that on the inside of the card. And there you have it. In the Tropics, thank you. Thanks for joining me today.